Hello, so today we're going to be making a staple for Lolita accessories, which is the wrist cuff. As you probably know, if you know anything about Lolita fashion, if your wrists are shown, you either need bracelets or a wrist cuff. So they're basically a staple item, and they retail for about $15 when they cost about 50 cents to make. So I just picked up a few trims, a few lace trims, and some elastic, and I'm going to be showing you how to make wrist cuffs. It's super simple. All you need, like I said, is a lace trim and elastic, and that's it. I got all of my stuff from the textile discount store, so elastic was 12 cents per yard, this one was $1.95 per yard, and this one at the bottom was 39 cents per yard. So it's really cheap, doesn't cost anything, and it's a really quick project, I guess. So first things first, you want to decide how you want the lace to look on your wrist. I decided to layer them like this, but you could flip them the opposite way and kind of do one of these things, which is how my wrist cuffs that I bought look like. But it just depends what you want to do. You can also just use one thing of lace, but I like the look of two. Alright, so obviously your wrist is a lot smaller than the biggest part of your hand, and you need the wrist cuff to fit over the biggest part of your hand. If you make it the size of your wrist, since it's much smaller, it's not gonna fit on you. You won't be able to get it on. So you're gonna take a tape measure and measure it across the biggest part of your hand, and that is what you're going to cut your lace to. And remember, you have two wrists, so cut two snippets. For me, it's, well, I think I'm gonna go be safe and go about 9 inches, and then add on like half an inch for seam allowance. So I'll do 9.5, maybe 10 inches. Alrighty, so as you can see, we now have 4 trims all together. The 2 pink ones, well, you know how it works. So we're just going to focus on one arm for now. And what I'm going to do, because I want it to look this way, is I'm going to baste stitch. So I'm going to stitch across here, and I'm going to baste stitch this piece of lace, this white one, to the pink one underneath it. So let's do that real fast. So now that we have these two pieces together, which I don't really know if you can see it, it's time to measure out the elastic. For the elastic, you want to measure around your wrist, because elastic stretches. You don't need it to be the biggest part of your hand. So for me, that would be 6 inches. So my wrist is 6 inches, so I'm going to cut the elastic at 6 inches because I want it to fit nicely around my wrist. So obviously our elastic is a lot shorter than our main piece, so we're going to stretch and pin the elastic so that they're the same length. Okay, yes, I know that it looks like a 4-year-old pinned this, but trust me, you just want to pin it at the two, where's my finger? Pin it at the two ends, and the center point and the points in between. That way, when the elastic stops stretching out, you know, all of the ruffles are even. So now when we go to sew it, we're actually going to pull it so everything is straight. So once you finish sewing the elastic, they're going to have a tendency to kind of curl in on themselves, which, you know, that's totally fine. But the last step that we want to do is flip it inside out. So the elastic is on the outside, right? And then we're just going to do a zigzag stitch along this edge here, and that's it. Okay, so you got your zigzag stitch down, and now it's enclosed in a full circle. All you do now is flip it inside out and put it on your wrist, and you're done. That's it. And yeah, that's how you make Lolita wrist cuffs. And what you can do to make them even fancier is I have some little pink pearls that I think I might add around. I've seen them with different charms and like little bows on them, just whatever you want to add to embellish them, but this is just the base for it and how you make them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe for new videos, and maybe even more Lolita tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.